Hello, your last day of the week for If Your Monster Won't Go to Bed. Go ahead and get out your comprehension check. I will read that to you first. All right, if you need more time, pause the video. I'm going to start reading. Put your name at the top to begin. And then remember, we color in the bubble of the correct answer. So I'll read the question, I'll read all the answers, and you color in which bubble you think is correct. Number 1 says, what happens if you have your monster count sheep? What happens if you have your monster count sheep? He gets really sleepy. He eats them, or the sheep run away. Which one happens? Oh, 1 second, you guys. Okay, sorry, had to pass off the baby for just a second. All right, so number 1, I'll read it again. What happens if you have your monster count sheep? The first one says he gets really sleepy. Number 2, he eats them. Or the last choice, the sheep run away. All right, number 2. What is the main ingredient in the monster's juice? Is it crickets, worms, or snails? What is the main ingredient in the monster's juice? Crickets, worms, or snails? Number 3. Instead of lullabies, what should you sing to a monster? A loud, screechy song is your first choice. The happy birthday song is your next choice. The last choice is the national anthem. Instead of lullabies, what should you sing to a monster? A loud, screechy song, the happy birthday song, or the national anthem. Number 4. Parents are great helpers when putting monsters to bed. You're choosing yes or no. Is that correct or not correct? Parents are great helpers when putting monsters to bed. Yes or no? Last question. Name one more key detail to putting a monster to bed from the text that has not been mentioned yet. Okay, so they mentioned lullabies. And they mentioned, I guess that's the only one they mentioned. They mentioned singing. Okay, think about the 6 steps of putting your monster to bed. You can't tell me singing. We've already talked about that one. Tell me one of the other steps to putting your monster to bed that we haven't talked about yet. Okay, the only one you can't write down here is about singing. Any of the other ones you can write. Excuse me. Make sure you write a complete sentence. So you should say maybe like, 1 step is, and then tell me what your step is. I can write that down for you. 1 step is to, and then you'll finish the sentence. So this is not all you should write. Here's just beginning your sentence. 1 step is to write what the step is, and then put your period at the end of your sentence. All right, pause the video because I'm sure you're not done writing yet. Go ahead and finish that sentence. When you're ready, you're going to come back to the vocabulary quiz. Okay, so you know how this works. We're matching the words to the picture that shows the vocabulary word. So let me read all of your words. This first one is shiver. Shiver. Everyone say shiver. Next is snarl. Say snarl. Neighborhood. Massive. And bristly. Okay, so if I look at number 1, it's an animal with a very pokey, pointy hair. Which word describes that pointy, pokey hair? Is it shiver, snarl, neighborhood, massive, or bristly? Pause me so you can write the word and make sure you spell it correct. All of your words up here are spelled for you, so it all should be spelled correctly. Number 2, again, pause if you're not ready to move on. Number 2 are some houses that are next to each other. Which word describes houses that are next to each other? Shiver, snarl, neighborhood, massive, and bristly. Don't forget that once you use a word, you can cross it out because you're only going to use the word once. So once you've used it, you're not going to use it again. Cross it out so that you know that word is not available anymore. Number 3, here's a dog. He's growling. He's got his eyes all narrowed. Is he showing shiver, snarl, neighborhood, massive, or bristly? Number 4, here's a little girl. She looks very cold. Look at her. She's shaking. Is what she's doing called shiver, snarl, neighborhood, massive, or bristly? And finally, number 5, look at how big this animal is. He is huge. What word describes big or huge? Shiver, snarl, neighborhood, massive, or bristly? Okay, you guys, pause the video if you're not done. I'm going to move on to our very last thing. Our last thing to do is, I'm going to zoom this out, is a craft. So there's quite a few pages for your craft today. Lots of different pieces. We've got the monster body. We got his horns, his eyes and teeth, and this page that says my monster. Okay? Find all of those pages and then come back with, you're going to need crayons, scissors, and glue. Okay. So, you know what I would do first, probably, is color. So I didn't grab my crayons. Let me go grab my crayons. This first one that I'm showing you is his body. You can color his body whatever color you choose. I chose this teal blue color, and I'm not going to take a ton of time to color neatly so that you have lots of time to color and you're not just watching me. But take your time. Try not to get outside of these lines because you're going to cut on the dotted line, but you're only coloring to the solid line, so you don't really want to get out of those lines. Okay? Color your monster's body, but don't scribble like I am. Go nice and slow. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut on the dotted line, not the dark black line. Okay. So if you're not to this point yet, pause the video. I'm gonna move on to, you know what, I'll fold this first. So here's the monster's body and head. Here's what you do. Fold it over so you can't see the lines. You're gonna take this top triangle here and you're gonna fold it down. And I'm gonna fold it so I can like see the top of the triangle. Right, this is gonna turn into your monster's mouth. So here is your next step. Grab your eyes and your teeth. You have so many eyes and teeth here. You only need one set. So I'm gonna cut off this top set here and I can throw the rest away. Or if you wanna do something fun with them, you're welcome to do something else. But we only need one for this craft. I'm gonna cut out the teeth. I'm leaving my teeth white, so I'm not going to color them. If you want to color your teeth some fun color, you're welcome to color your teeth before you cut. And you can do the same with your eyes. I'm gonna leave mine white. You don't have to though. You can color them whatever color you want. Or you can leave them white. So there's my teeth. Take your time when cutting. Circles like eyes are kind of difficult to cut. You've got to do a lot of paper turning. Make sure you're not turning your scissors and you're always cutting away from your body. Okay, so there's my eyes and my teeth. Pause the video if you have not got those cut out yet. The next thing that you'll do, excuse me, is glue on your eyes. So here's like his head. I'll put some glue on the back of his eyes. And they go toward the top of his head. Okay, you want to make sure that they're inside those black lines so that they're on his face, but towards the top. Then I'll do his teeth. So his teeth can be glued on like right there. You see how I lined up the two black lines? So what I would probably do, I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna do it on this paper right here so that I don't get glue on the table. And I'm gonna put some glue in between the space that I colored and that dotted line. Then I can take my teeth and I can lay it right on top. Okay, there's my teeth. I'm gonna fold that up again. I have one more thing to cut out, and that is these horns. You have 6 sets of horns. You only need one set. Each set has 2, so cut out 2 of your horns. I'm gonna put the rest over here to the side. I'm gonna color my horns before I cut them. I think I'll choose purple horns. You can choose whatever color you'd like. On these ones, if you get out of the lines a little bit, it's gonna be okay because you're just gonna cut them out anyway, so you won't even see that part that gets outside of the lines. But still take your time cutting or coloring and cutting. Have any of you noticed that you're getting better at cutting? We do a lot of cutting with these crafts and with cutting out all of your papers. You might notice that you're getting faster and maybe you're able to stay on the lines better when you cut. All right, so there's my horns. And I'm gonna glue my horns onto the head, not the very back. So I think, so that when I open them up, because this is his body, so I want them like at the top of his head, not on his body. So what I'll do is I'll open this up so that his head is right here. I'm gonna put some glue at the bottom of my horn here. And I'm gonna make it go up like that, so that when I close it, it's at the top of his head. Okay, so flip it over so that it's open and your teeth are pointing down. I'm putting the glue on the colored part, the part that I colored. I'm gonna flip it upside down, put it right there. So now when I close my monster, he's right there. All right. You know, you could even, I don't love how this is white. These are supposed to be color printed on colored paper, but since I wasn't able to do that, you can just color the inside if you'd like of your monster so that his body doesn't look white. That's up to you. Just something that I thought might look nicer. There you go. So now when it's closed, that part is colored too. All right, the last thing you need to do is grab your My Monster paper and cut out one. Okay, sorry about that. All right, cool, it's still recording. So what you'll need to do, once you cut this out, I want you to write about if you were putting your monster to bed, what bedtime story would you read to him? What is your favorite bedtime story that you might read to your monster? So I'll start the sentence for you. You can say, I, finger space, would read, and then tell me the name of the book. I would read, you know, one of my favorite books is I Like Myself. That's what the book is called. You might know it. So I could say, I would read I Like Myself. I don't want you to pick that book though, especially if you don't even know what that book is. Okay, pick a different book that you would want to read to your monster to put him to bed. And then if you'd like to connect them, you can. If you want to keep your monster separate, you can do that too. You might want to play with your monster. But I'll connect mine right there. I just put a little glue over the top of part of the O. You can still tell what it says even though it covered a little bit of the O. Okie doke. That's it. Happy Friday. Go enjoy the rest of your lesson, and I'll see you back at math time. Bye.